Shebahn, what we got next?
Good morning. I want to speak to you guys about Jack Grealish. Remember full time at the weekend, City against Arsenal. We saw Pep Guardiola publicly in front of cameras critiquing Jack Grealish's performance.
I did pat him on the back after.
We did indeed. No, there's nothing. Well, that's what we want to discuss. But we have seen that before from Pep Guardiola. I remember his kind of debate with Erling Haaland and his critiquing as they were heading down the tunnel at full time before in the Premier League. Pep Guardiola has been asked about speaking so publicly in front of the cameras to his players and critiquing their performance. And here's what he said about it.
Oh, I'm the famous person of the team. And I don't recognize, and I need the cameras to my ego go to sleep with incredible satisfaction. So that is the reason why. So always I try to criticize the players there and let them feel that how bad they are, and especially when Erling scores 3 goals, the compliments has to be with me, not with them. That's why I use the cameras to do it there. So my advice next time: don't film us; it will not be a problem.
But he's done it with Phil Foden. He's done it with a few of the players, hasn't he? Listen, Pep.
Not a problem.
No.
Is it helpful for the player, do you think, knowing that on camera the manager is looking like he's having quite an animated go?
He's coaching him. He was telling him, what he thought he should have done in terms of his movement, in terms of his possession. That's what a coach does.
We think, we don't know what he said, do we? He might have said,
but it looked as though he was, he certainly to me
Jack
looked
didn't
as
do
though
a lot wrong when he came on, did he?
But he was just coaching. That's all he was doing. I mean, people have got their own opinion on it. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, City against Villa live on talkSPORT 2 tonight at 8:15. There's a lot of focus on Jack in the papers today. Jack of all tirades is the headline inside the Sun. Pep Guardiola has told Jack exactly what he expects from him during Manchester City's title run-in, starting against his old club tonight. Of course, it's the Jack Grealish derby. He started just 2 games in the last 3 months at Copenhagen and Luton, and was subbed off in the first half, both due to injury setbacks too. So we know that Grealish has struggled with injury, but I just wonder, do you feel that you've expected more from Jack Grealish under Pep Guardiola?
It's a difficult one, Shebahn, because City are full of superstars, aren't they? Especially in that midfield area. Do you know what I mean? And Doku suddenly appears. He comes into the side. He's making it, and he's taking his chance, hasn't he? Sometimes he makes the wrong decisions. For me, when he can go, he go down the outside, he comes inside a lot. But look, it just depends what Pep wants. Jack's a ball carrier, isn't it, Ali?
100%.
He loves carrying the ball, coming inside.
And
if he gets a chance, he'll clip one into the far post. But he loves to carry the ball, retain possession, and Pep loves that.
That's exactly what he does. And if I was going to, and it's just a personal opinion, I'd like to see Jack be more like the Jack at Villa and take a gamble, take a chance. He's obviously, he's under instructions to do what he does. But I think I went to Brentford, I think it was last year, Brentford City, and I'm watching Foden and Jack, and I'm looking at Foden, and I think he's more prepared to take a risk with the ball, in terms of trying to create something. And Jack clearly is following orders, keeps possession on the left hand side. But I'd just like to see Jack be a wee bit more advanced, because we know he can do it.
Do you think he has to leave Man City to do that?
No, steady.
No.
Like, calm down. That's for your bank account number.
Oh, dear.
No.
Why not? What's so wrong with the idea of Jack Grealish leaving Manchester City?
Because wherever he goes, he'll be a step down.
But you've just mentioned you would like to see him do a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the way Pep plays, again, we spoke about Erling Haaland earlier on, you want to see him do a little bit more. He's got the capabilities
Phil
to do
Foden was a
but
bit
that's
like
not
that.
how Pep works.
No, but Foden was like that when he first got, don't forget, he was out the side for a long time.
So is this a Pepism? Is this classic Pep in terms of keeping him back, and next season he might...
Yeah.
Well, you've got to remember as well, they're European champions, and they've won everything. So,
and there's some big games coming up, Shebahn. And I was saying to Ali, I'm beginning to see fatigue in top players at the moment. I really am, and there's still a few games to go.
Jack would have a bigger problem if Guardiola wasn't coming onto the pitch and trying to coach him. That's the point I'm trying to make. Guardiola obviously knows he's incredible talent and wants to help him, and in doing that he'll help Jack and
he's
the team.
Not doing it because he's a showman, Pep. He's doing it because he's trying to help Jack. Saying, look, that was great what you done there, but I wish you would have just, So he's trying to help him.
Next question. Looking at Villa's current squad, the way they're playing under Emery and where they are in the table, would Jack Grealish start for Villa tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All day long for me.
Okay.
All day long.
I think
Based on
so.
his current form, his current record, he would start in that Villa side.
I think so. All day long. Not think so. I know so. All day long.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
Do you feel his career's at a crossroads?
No.
Okay.
No, he might end up getting a Premiership medal and a Champions League medal.
I know. That's what Pep does effectively. He rotates players. He's maybe 5 that are absolute certainties. The spine of his team, if they're fit, they play. Whether it's even De Bruyne, you would maybe. Rodri's a certainty. Haaland's a certainty. Diaz a certainty, and your goalie, when fit, is a certainty. Everybody else, I think, he'll kind of change and switch. And
So for club, it's a certain way. But do you think this is affecting Jack's likeliness to start for England? Is that something he should be?
no, I tell you the
about?
problem he's got. It's injury. That's the problem Jack's got. He needs to keep himself fit. I saw Copenhagen, I think it was. I was over in Copenhagen, and he got the injury, and it looked a niggle more than anything. You can see him pull up, and then he tried to play on. You thought, no, whatever it is, whether it's a calf, a hamstring, whatever, you could tell he's got to come off. Then he come on again, another game, and had to come off. I think that's his problem more than anything.
And also for Gareth, if Gareth watched United last week, he'd be scratching his head about to pick Marcus or not. Rashford. I mean, he'd be looking for a big game coming up. When Liverpool go to Old Trafford, you know what I mean? Can he come alive?
That'll be the biggest test, Al, right? The one thing that we have said about Gareth, right, and in many ways it's a compliment, he is unbelievably loyal to his players.
Yeah.
Right, and I get that, particularly international players. That some boys might not be playing in their side, but if they've never let you down and they do a job for you, you stick with them, and I get that.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.